My name is Zipporah Nyambura. I'm a gender and governance specialist. I was also a candidate in the just concluded Kenyan general election from Kiambu, Kabete ward. I have been a frequent user of the internet. I post regularly. That was before the election. During the election, I minimized my posting. And that was because of the kind of OGBV I went through when I posted my first post saying that I'm vying. So before that, because I do some community work, I used to post very often. But then after, I just started posting a few posts here and there, so not very often. As a female politician, that changes the way people interact with me online. Because as I mentioned before, I used to be in community work. And I used to post daily. And I didn't get any kind of backlash or, OGBV. But once I mentioned that I'm vying for MCA, there was so much backlash. And that was just because I had mentioned that I'm going into politics. So yes, being a female politician alters the way people, interact with you online. Of course, you have to think through what you're posting, but I don't think through it very much, as often as I used to during the campaign periods. So during the campaign, I had to look at a post, I had to look at the photos that I was posting and see whether people will complain, oh, you're looking fat, So I put so much thought into posting during that time. But this time, because I'm not doing anything political, I'm just continuing with my community work, I don't put that much effort or thought into what I'm posting. I experienced cyberbullying. I was trolled. Actually, a whole WhatsApp group was created just to troll me by my opponents. And at some point, I was wondering whether it was worth it. What I was doing was worth it because it affected my husband. He would come home and wonder and ask me, what is this that you're doing? Do you think you're doing good to your family? I mean, all this trolling, is it worth it? And so at one point I felt like I would drop out of the race. But because I needed to bring change in my community, I just wanted to keep on going. And if it wasn't that I'm fat, the next day I would be told I'm a beauty without brains, not forgetting that I have a master's degree and I've been serving that community for the longest time possible. So very many things would be said. And I think that has really shaped how I look at even female politicians, and especially the ones who've been there. They have been through so much. That was just a quarter. It was just an year. For them, they have been there for very many years. And one thing that I realize is that people don't know that online bullying is just like any other form of gender-based violence. And the offline consequences of online bullying are very severe. We have people who commit suicide, we have people who go into depression. I had anxiety for like a whole year. I would sleep and then think about, now what else are they going to say about me? And most of the things they said were lies. So I was so anxious. I used to toss and turn. I'm not getting enough sleep, just thinking what is going to be posted about me. So I've looked at it differently, and I'm now sitting on a technical committee where I've been talking to the committee on gender-based violence, which is online gender-based violence, and how we can mitigate it. So yeah, I've undergone that. And through that experience, I'm now able to help other people, go through it and report it. And let me say one example. I was trolled so badly, so I decided to go to the police station. And when I went to report, the policeman told me that the only thing we can help you is to tell you to get off the social media. So if you don't post, then no one will troll you. So that was the advice that they gave me. So we need to, we cannot stop living our lives just because we are being trolled. So we need to train, actually, even the gender desks about online gender-based violence so that they can be able to know how to mitigate that issue. This experience really impacted the way I've been sharing online, but I've been very cautious about even the things that I forward, because I realize that people don't realize how vile and toxic online gender-based violence is. And so most of us are perpetrators because we forward probably their nude photos of someone that have been sent, and messages that are hurtful. So we forward them without thinking about the consequences. And so this experience that I've had really impacted that, because now I really think a lot about what I post. I really think a lot about what I forward, and it makes me, it has made me really, look at online in another lens, and also encouraging others. Like mostly when I post, I'm usually talking about probably what kind of digital footprints we are all living out there, and what consequences do the things that we post have on other people. So yeah, this experience really, really impacted me. I envision a future where there is no online harassment, and not only online harassment, but also offline. Because both of them have similar consequences, and having undergone both the online and the physical and online violence, I would like to see a future where my daughter doesn't have to be harassed because of the choices that she's making. And one of the things I think would really, really help is training people, or just having probably toolkits whereby we can train people about the consequences and what online gender-based violence is, because most people do it and they don't realize that they are harassing people online. So we can have toolkits where we are able to train people, or just make them aware, create awareness, even through the media, about OGBV and the consequences and what to watch out for. So yeah, I'd really want to see a future where we have no, kind of harassment, and especially to female politicians, because we realize that when people see what is happening to you, then they are afraid of, going into that space. I was in a space where we were talking with young people, both male and female, and most of them say that I wouldn't dare get into politics if these are the issues that you go through. And so you see, with online harassment, then people are afraid, and we are never going to get the best leadership that we can get if then people are afraid of getting trolled. So if we can create spaces where people are free and people are not afraid of sharing what they are and who they are, then it would be a very good thing. I look forward to a future where my daughter can post and go online without any fear of harassment. In an ideal world where there isn't OGBV, I think I'd post more, because then I'd be myself. I'd be free to post, what I want to post, and not really look at what people would think about it. Because like now, if I write down a post that I'm going to post, I usually go through it like 20 times just to make sure that I don't, I just live within what people expect me to be. So in an ideal world, I would post more. I'd definitely post more.